Action.
Welcome to FUNAB webinar series number 3. We are going to be examining the topic effective administration in the academic department. And the outline of the discussion is going to be displayed on the screen. We'll do introduction. We're going to ask a few questions. Who is an academic administrator? What is an effective administration? Why is effective administration important? And then we're going to look at the strategies for effective administration of academic departments. And thereafter, we're going to conclude. Not many colleagues set out to become academic leaders early in their career. I think I can give an example of myself. I was in level 1 when I became the acting head of the department. At that time, there were 5 professors who were on assignments in other areas within the university and business university. And I want to believe that there were so many other colleagues who would fall into these categories. But one thing that we must be sure of is that eventually we will ask to assume to lead the department or to lead other set of people. And sometimes it will come as a surprise. And so if it comes as a surprise, how do we go about it? And I think this is the basis for this webinar, so that we are fully equipped on how we can be effective when we are caught up by surprise to become an academic leader in our various departments. So, who is an academic administrator? An employee who performs administrative duties that typically support the academic mission of the institution. The university has a mission, the university has a vision. And where most of these vision and mission are carried out are at the departmental level, supported by other levels of administration within the university. And so, when an academic administrator at the departmental level is appointed, he may assume that responsibility either partially or wholly, replacing all of his or her academic responsibilities or teaching responsibilities. But what we have in our own university now is such that the academic administrator at the departmental level has no partial responsibility because we still have other responsibilities that has to do with teaching along with what he's doing. The other question is, what is an effective administration? What are those things that we can see in an administrator at the departmental level that we can say is an effective administrator? And effective administrative management is that that strategizes to promote leaders from within. Every academic staff, every employee, every member of the faculty, they have potentials within them. It is the responsibility of an effective administrator to bring these potentials out so that they can be prepared for future leadership. Such an effective administrator will have the ability to develop departmental academic members through sharpening their skills that are already vacant within them. And the next question is, why is effective administration important? Why this noise about being effective as an administrator at the academic department level? The first importance is that an effective administration will help to guarantee that all members of the department operate efficiently. What drives a unit, what drives an organization, what drives the department is the efficiency. Things working properly at the appropriate time and as planned. That is number 1. Number 2, an effective administration is important because it will serve as a link between the upper management we are talking about at the Vice Chancellor cannot come down to the department to explain his goals, his mission to the academic members of the counter level. It is the work and responsibility of the administrative head at the departmental level to do this. So if the departments will be able to share the goals and the part of the mission of the organization, an effective administrator at the departmental level will be able to do this. Number 4, an effective administration is important because it will increase the output of both the academic members and that of the institution. Whatever rating that the university has, all the information that is used in rating or ranking the university are from the department. And so, if the administration at the department is effective, then it will increase the output of the academic, the members in the department, in terms of the research output, their teaching quality, and so on. And lastly, an effective administration at the departmental level is important because that administrator will motivate the workforce, will encourage them to always want to be part of the goal, to always want to share in the goal, to always want to be part of the success story of the department, to always encourage them to do more for the department, so that at the end of the day, the department will be better for them. Now, what are the strategies that an administrator at the departmental level can use to be effective? And I have quite a number of them. The first one is that an effective administrator at the academic department level must, on assumption of duty, set goals. And these goals must be in line with the goals of the university administration. And such goals must be smart. Smart in the sense that it must be specific, it must be measurable, it must be achievable, it must be relevant to the vision and mission of the university, and it must be time-bound. For example, on assumption of duty as an academic administrator at the technical level, one of the gaps will be that the level of postgraduate admission is very low. So, an effective academic administrator at the technical level can decide to set a goal for himself and for that department that in the next 2 years there should be an increase in the student enrollment at graduate level of 50%. You can see that the goal is relevant, it is specific, it is measurable, it is achievable, and it is time-bound. That is the type of goals that an effective administrator at the academic department should set. Number 2, it is the responsibility of an effective administrator at the academic department level to do curriculum planning and implementation. There is always a gap in the curriculum that is being implemented. And as such, an effective administrator should look at those gaps and identify as well as organize the instructional materials for a particular course to make sure that they will meet the learnings of the students and the goals for the department, for the overall good output for students in that university and that department. Such an administrator should make decisions about what students will learn and how to deliver that material to the students. It is not just sufficient to have a curriculum plan. It must be implemented in such a way that the students are able to learn and the curriculum is delivered in an acceptable manner to the students. Stemming from that is the fact that an effective administrator should be able to ensure that there is quality in teaching and there is quality in learning. Quality of teaching involves ensuring that the mood of the deliverance of the lecture or the academic content is in line with the global best practices and the students are actually learning, and such can be determined by getting feedback from the students to ensure that students are actually doing what they are supposed to do. Ensuring quality assurance involves that the lecturer should be able to, the academic administrator should be able to, from the students who are benefiting from the teaching, be able to get a feedback from them to know what are the gaps, what are the changes that needed to be made, and to ask whether they are actually doing things that should be done. Furthermore, an effective administration and academic department should be able to manage change. There are instances when suddenly there is change in curriculum. Of course, we know that human beings are resistant to change. Such an administration at the academic department level should be able to manage the change, whether planned for or not planned for. So, change management is a process of guiding organizational change. We may have a vice chancellor, maybe a transition between one vice chancellor and another, and then we should expect that the goals, the mission, the vision of that new vice chancellor can change. An effective administration at the academic department will be able to manage such a change. And such changes can include implementation of a new curriculum, implementation of adjustment into the existing processes. There was a time when we were processing results using a particular software before we moved to an online processing. Such type of changes will be able to, an academic administrator at the departmental level should be able to smoothly transit from one process to another. It may also be possible to implement a new technology which the department is not used to. An effective administration at the academic department level should be able to manage this. One other very important component of being an effective administration is that such an effective administrator should be able to manage resources. Resources are very scarce. The available resources are to be used to meet the needs and the goals that are set by the department. Resource management also involves making the most efficient use of available resources. And one of the ways to do this is to eliminate waste, so that there is high return on the investment of the university, on the department, on the student, and each of the academic member. In addition, a good strategy will be that the academic head in the department is able to solve problems. Problems comes in different ways. Problems can come from students arising from academic matters. Sometimes there are emotional problems on the part of the students. In some cases, students have financial problems. An effective administrator at the academic department should be able to solve these problems for the students. Sometimes there are problems with the staff. Sometimes there may be career problem, it may be family problem, it may be financial problem, there may be welfare related issues that may hinder the productivity of the staff. An effective academic administrator at the departmental level should be able to solve this. Where there are other problems, that may be the problem of, maybe there is utility problem, there is no water in the department, there is no office space or enough office space, furniture may not be available for the staff. An effective administration should be able to solve this problem, manage this problem in such a way that everybody is happy, even though they may not be totally comfortable. Another strategy is the strategy of delegation. There is no one individual that will be able to carry all responsibilities at the same time. So for effectiveness, an effective administrator at the departmental level should be able to transfer responsibilities, should be able to transfer specific responsibilities and specific tasks to other staff in the department, and then you should hold them accountable for the result. It is in doing this that everybody will be involved, everybody will be carried along in achieving the goal that is set at the department. And the delegation of this responsibility should be done in such a manner that it supports their successes. It should not be done in such a way to pull people down, to set people up so that we can at the end of the day say this person is not responsible. It should be done with a clean heart, so that at the end of the day it is the success of the department that is paramount, not the aspect of trying to pull another person down. One other very important strategy is performance management, and the other one is conflict resolution, which I'm going to take in the next two slides. Performance management. It is very important that an effective administrator at the academic department measure the performance of individual staff. But there are ways of doing this. The first thing is that there must be planning towards performance management. You have to align departmental and university goals together to achieve a target. And that is the beginning of monitoring the performance, because this determines the task that will be given to individuals. And having done this, it is important to monitor the performance. And this can be done using key performance index. So many which can be determined by the department, but those that are very, very common in a university setting like us is the aspect of teaching. How good is the person is at the teaching level? What amount of grant is the member achieving? What is the research and publication output? These are the things that are monitored in order to be able to do performance management. And having gotten all this information during the monitoring period, you have to go through the process of reviewing, measuring the progress, like we do here by asking members to fill the annual performance evaluation report. This gives us a complete picture of the progress that has been made by an individual in the academic department within the last 1 year. And the result of this reviewing will either lead to rewarding that academic member of the department, or it may lead to discipline such a member. Now, after reviewing, it may be that the performance is so good to the extent that the staff will receive commendation. A recommendation can be for salary increment if that person is not due for promotion, or it may be recommendation for promotion to the next level. In some cases, special awards may be recommended for such an academic member of the department because of the excellent performance of that person. But what about those who are not doing well? We also need to manage their performance by also giving them query in terms of discipline. Give them query: why are you not publishing? Why are you not doing research? Such queries are to ask questions so that we know what the problems of the individuals are, and then how to deal with it. And subsequent upon query, it may be such that such person may be denied salary increment and or promotion, as the case may be. Performance management is a very key aspect of an effective administrator, because this determines how members in the department will be committed to their work at the departmental level. So rewarding those that have done well, and then disciplining those who have not done as expected, are very important components of performance management. And the aspect of conflict resolution. This is a very important component of measuring the effectiveness of an academic administrator at the departmental level. Of course, we expect that conflict will arise from differences in values. We have different values. Some people may set their own goals that may be different from the departmental goals, maybe personal goals that conflict with the departmental goals. There will be communication problem, the way we work, we have different styles of working. Sometimes we do power struggle at the departmental level. In some cases, there are personality clashes, in which case we want to prove that one person is superior to the other. All these can result in conflicts at the departmental level. And it is the duty of an effective academic administrator at the departmental level to be able to resolve this. It is also good to note that such conflict may also arise from the administrator himself, maybe because of his administrative style. People may get disenchanted and decide that he should do his work alone, and in an attempt not to do his work alone, conflict will arise. So an effective administrator should be able to manage conflict in such a manner that at the end of the day such conflicts are resolved. And the first step to doing this is to choose the right time and place. In an attempt to resolve conflict, you have to choose a place that is neutral and is comfortable for the two parties to be able to discuss and open their minds. And during the process, there must be active listening. No conflict will be resolved if there are altercations during the process of conflict resolution. There must be active listening on both sides. So we have to pay attention without interrupting or jumping into conclusion. And then the next step is to seek common ground. One key, very important factor in resolving conflict is that the two parties have open minds to be able to resolve their problems. We have had instances where each person will hold to his own ground and refuse to shift ground. If a conflict must be resolved, there must be shifting of grounds. So we have to look for areas of agreement or shared goals for finding a resolution. Compromises will bring the solutions. So the two parties must surely look for compromises so that both parties can come to a middle ground to resolve the problem. There must be willingness to find a middle ground on both sides so that we can resolve the conflict in the department. And this, I want to believe, is the reason why some of the departments are having issues where the departments are loggerheads with their academic members in the department. If our department will be effective in achieving the goals, we must find a way of resolving conflict among ourselves. And it is very important that we look at this. Okay, let me conclude by saying that it's an opportunity to lead a department as an administrator, and that opportunity should be used to provide effective administration or administrative leadership at the departmental level, because tomorrow is going to be history, and whatever history that is written, whether in our hearts or that is written down, will either be for us or against us in our future endeavors. Thank you for your attention. Well, peradventure there are questions. We should take questions at this point in time. For those that are online that have questions, okay? I'm not saying that. Okay, there are questions that have been asked. I have this question from Olatoye Samuel. The question is, a situation where the administrator did not like the person of a staff and victimizing the staff, what do you think can be done? Well, the head of department or the academic administrator is not supposed to be the enemy of anybody in the department. And that is why we talk about conflict resolution. That if there are issues, I want to believe that there should be no reason why one individual will not like another person. And if there are things that is making such a person to dislike another person, it's something that should be discussed. I don't like this thing about you. Maybe that dislike is exaggerated. If I am confronted with a situation that I don't like the way you talk, and that person may not even know that the way you talk is not good. It is only when during the process of trying to resolve conflict and you sit down together and you discuss this issue, you will find out that maybe there are misunderstanding of the situation, maybe there are misconception, maybe what is happening is just a mirage, something that is not really happening. But the truth of the matter is that it is not expected that an administrator at the primary level should victimize the staff. Such an administrator will never be effective, because the victimized staff will never be willing to work with a head of academic department, and may end up trying to sabotage events at the departmental level. So my advice is that anybody who finds himself or herself at this position should just move it away from his mind that he's in that position to victimize people. His work is to build leadership, to achieve the university goal, to help people to achieve and advance in their career, to help them when they are in need, irrespective of the nature of the need. When an administrator does that, they will be effective. Otherwise, we can categorize such a person as an ineffective administrator at the departmental level.